Dubb, this is the 7.0 update. Dubb Magenta is the 7.0 update of Dubb. Now, the interesting thing about this is that we actually did not announce Dubb 6.0 formally. It was a very internal release. Dubb 5.0 we ended up releasing on Product Hunt, which was actually very successful. But 6.0 was a little bit of a quiet release, and I think the reason why we did that was because there was a lot of innovations that we were working on. We were working on massive updates to the desktop app, massive updates to the teleprompter. We were going through the AI revolution as well, right? And I'm really psyched that we were kind of quiet, sort of heads down for about a year with our technology because it allowed us to kind of work through a lot of kinks. Okay, so here let's just talk about Dubb 7.0 Magenta. First of all, why is it called Magenta? Were we acquired by T-Mobile? No, we were not. This is Magenta is a color. Nobody owns that. T-Mobile doesn't own it. It's a color, and our naming convention is actually based on the colors. So we went through a whole iteration on what we should title the versions of our updates. And one of the things that we came up with was Dubb Omni. And Dubb Omni is cool. Omni-channel, a little bit of a cliche, but it's still a powerful word, right? Which is so much what Dubb is about. It's about being omni-channel. There's social now. You can publish a video from the Dubb mobile app to social. There's automation. There's email. There's SMS. There's YouTube integrations. It's omni, right? So we love that name. But the thing that we were struggling with is what's 8.0 going to be called? Is it going to be called what comes after Omni? Is this scalable and repeatable? And the answer was no. It was a cool word, and we came up with probably 5 or 6 words that we liked. I like the word Gemini, Alpha, and then we realized, okay, are these constellations? Is this like Greek mythology? Are these Greek words? What are these words? And we realized that let's just go back to the basics. And huge shout out to Rob, who actually came up with. I remember when I literally saw him coming up with the idea because we were throwing stuff. We're like, should we do the Greek alphabet? No, we're going to sound like a fraternity if we do that. Should we do something in nature or something in animals? And then one of the things that we came up with, I think this was my idea, was like famous scientists or physicists or mathematicians or just celebrities like Einstein, Dubb Einstein. But then we're like, you know what? It's difficult in this day and age to use human beings as sort of spokespeople and representatives from the past, from history, because who knows if something was inappropriate or something is not brandable or if it's cancelable. And then we're like, this is annoying. Why are we even in this realm? Let's go back to something that's basic and beautiful and interesting and creative. Let's not worry about, the sort of two-dimensional aspects. And then Rob said, let's go back to what kids do. Let's go back to crayons. Let's go back to colors. And he came up with the idea of using the color scheme. So then we're like, oh, that's cool. And then we came up with a bunch of colors. And then, and then we're like, okay, this is obvious. We should probably start with the Dubb colors. So then we put teal, magenta, and fuchsia. And then we said, okay, let's do a little bit of a vote. So we went to our Slack channel and then we I said, hey, everyone, what do you guys think is the best title here? Rob was rooting for magenta, which is a cool word. Beautiful word, right? I think I liked teal at the time. I think that's my daughter's favorite color. At least it was at one point. It changes a lot. So I kind of have an affinity towards that color. But then we did a little bit of a poll, and then everyone said, okay, Dubb Magenta is it. And I said, that's so cool. It was like a consensus. It's a beautiful color. It's our logo color. And it's like scalable and repeatable. Every single update now, we're going to commit to having it be a color. So the next one might be fuchsia or teal or pewter, who knows even what. The sky is the limit. And of course, there are so many different colors that we can select from when selecting our update names. So I'm really psyched about that. That is where Dubb Magenta came from. What is Dubb Magenta? Okay, so the premise is simple. The premise is that we are moving towards a revolution, towards artificial intelligence, towards video, towards automation. Okay, we're all going through the process of learning how this is going to affect us, how this is going to benefit us. And really what we decided to say was the human element still needs to exist in this. Now, chances are you've probably seen videos on Instagram or TikTok where it's a full AI avatar talking that's based on a script written by AI. So it's a complete AI experience. The avatar, the talking face is AI, and then also the script that was written is also done by AI. And I remember seeing a couple of those by Morgan Freeman, and they were the most inspirational things that I could see in the beginning. And then all of a sudden it started to fade and fade and fade. And I was like, you know what? This doesn't do anything to me anymore. Right. And as a musician, I started to actually look into what AI music sounds like. And apparently overseas in Korea and Japan, there's a number of artists, musicians, celebrity musicians that go on a stage that are completely an AI avatar, like a hologram. The music is written with AI, the voice is written with AI. It's unbelievable, right? For some civilizations, for some mindsets, for some cultures, people like it. They like it. Now, in sales, I might ask you, is the human element still the most important thing? And I still, to this day, would argue that the human element is absolutely the most important thing. Now, that does not mean we can't scale the human element. Okay. So the first thing is our Dubb desktop app. Okay. I personally have struggled recording on YouTube for years. It's not been easy for me. Okay. I went through the process of doing hyper editing where there's like hundreds, if not thousands of video clips that an editor has to assemble, which takes weeks. I've gone to doing live videos, which I love doing. And then I've done to sort of minimal trim, minimal edit videos, which I think are actually some of the best because you get the best of both worlds. So the first thing that we decided to do was making the YouTube creation process in terms of making videos the easiest that it can possibly be. Okay. So the Dubb desktop app version 7.0, it has something that is so simple yet so powerful. And there's so much technology behind this, but it enables people to go and do YouTube videos consistently, like daily. Now, why are we talking about YouTube? Well, YouTube is one of the most scalable channels on the planet. Okay, social media like TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, those are what we call ephemeral. A post goes out, maybe it gets some micro virality for some point, and then it eventually runs out of steam. You can pin it, you can have people look at it in the future, but eventually it's not going to be something that continues to get discovered. At some point, it will sort of fade. You know, my most popular video on TikTok got 2.5 million views in the pandemic on how to reheat pizza. It was a really random video that I did. And it went massively viral because people are at home and they wanted to learn how to reheat pizza the right way, which I know how to do, apparently. And then eventually that faded. Now, YouTube, on the other hand, those views are so different. You know, for every one view on YouTube, it might be worth 1,000 views on TikTok or Instagram in terms of how much of an impact it makes. Firstly, because YouTube is traditionally, aside from shorts, it's a long form channel, right? So you can put 6 to 10 minute videos on there. That's like a webinar. That's like a podcast. It's a full experience where the person is immersively learning about what it is that you're selling. Whereas shorts or reels or TikTok or anything like that, those are fast moving, 15 seconds, 16 seconds. The click-through rate on TikTok and Instagram is dramatically lower than on YouTube. You know, if you all know what it's like, if you're watching a YouTube video and you feel inspired and you feel like you've been educated, then you scroll down, you look at the description, link in bio, you click on that. Chances are you discover something. Maybe you fill out a form, maybe you buy a course. YouTube is so incredibly impactful and yet so incredibly human. And at the same time, it's so incredibly scalable. So everyone that's trying to make an impact, frankly, you need to get on YouTube. Like, do your social channels and have those promote your YouTube channel. But YouTube is where it's at. Still such a believer. You know, we've spent years building up our YouTube channel. You know, we're going to be at 5,000 subscribers very soon. 5,000 subscribers in relative to all the amazing YouTube channels out there is very small. I understand that. But the meaningful connections that we've made in that audience has generated millions of dollars of revenue. So the value in YouTube is very powerful, and we want to make it easy for you guys to be able to record videos and then upload those to YouTube. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at the same time, but I'm only unfortunately going to be able to stream or rather share my screen on YouTube. So You can go to our YouTube channels, Dubb. I'm actually streaming from 3 YouTube channels right now: Ruben Dua, Dubb Support, and Dubb App. So if you want to jump over there, you can see our live. Let me go ahead and present here. So what I'm going to show is really exciting, and it's so simple. The first thing is a pause button. A pause button. Like, who would have thought that a pause button could be so incredibly powerful when recording videos? Your DSLR does not have a pause button. Your iPhone, the native camera, does not have a pause button. Your Android does not have a pause button. Not having a pause button while recording videos, I promise you this, it causes anxiety. It causes stress. I mean, if I were to share pictures from my phone on videos that I've tried to create with one cut, one edit, because we don't have time to edit it, we need to get it live, how many takes I had to do because there was no pause button, you'd be blown away. I mean, I've done 40 to 50 takes on a single, maybe 5-minute video because I made a mistake and I was like, I don't want to edit this. I have to do this not perfectly, but decently. And having a pause button completely changes that. Okay. So the reason why having a pause button when you're recording videos is so incredibly important is because you can take a breath. You can actually collect your thoughts. Okay. So if I were to be recording my screen and I were to start recording a video, which is what I'm doing now, I can say my dialogue. I can say, hello, folks. We are so psyched to be announcing Dubb Magenta 7.0, the best way to integrate AI, video, and automation into your entire sales and marketing experience. Boom, paused. Okay, so I pause the video. I can take a breath. I can breathe. I can look at my script. I can look at my teleprompter. If you want to use the Dubb teleprompter, the Dubb teleprompter is literally everywhere. It's on the Dubb desktop app, the Dubb Chrome extension, the Dubb mobile app, the Dubb website. Like, there's no reason to not use that teleprompter. And by the way, you don't need to be a newscaster where you're reading line for line. You can have an outline, you can have bullets, and then based on that, you can just sort of stick to a general script. I have a teleprompter script for this video, which I need to pull up at some point so I don't get too digress because I'm so excited. But I always try to, that's a best practice for me. I always have at least an outline. Okay. So pausing is done. I know what I'm going to say. Here we go. I'm going to click the record button here on the desktop app, and that's going to seamlessly integrate into one video. So the biggest update that we have to announce is an entire integrated solution so that you can create videos using AI, publish those on social media channels, publish those to your YouTube channels, share email and SMS campaigns with your prospects to ultimately drive more pipeline, productivity, and your favorite thing, which is profit, to your business. Boom, I clicked the pause button. I'm going to take a drink. I'm like resetting myself. Like, just give me a shout out, give me a like, throw me a 1 in the comments if recording videos has brought you anxiety because you know you have something to say, you have limited time, and you have to record that, and you don't want to record multiple videos because the second that you do that, now you need to go and edit it. Okay. So just give me a shout out if you've done that because I know you've dealt with this because we have all dealt with this. It's really hard. Okay. So now I'm going to conclude the video. Thank you for watching this video. Check out dubb.com, consider getting a free account there, and make sure that you get the Dubb desktop app and the Dubb mobile app and also the Dubb Chrome extension. See you guys. Remember, we have live training every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, dubb.com/T as in training. Boom. Here's the cool thing about this. I now have one clip that's been recorded in the Dubb desktop app. Now, here's the cool thing. I can go add another clip by recording or by importing. Okay. So that's the other thing I can do now. So now that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and record one more video. Oh yeah, I forgot one more thing. Join our live webinar today at 1:30 Pacific time. It's on Zoom. Register for it. Even if you can't make it, consider registering for it because we're going to be sharing the recording afterwards, and then you can see kind of all the exciting updates. Thank you, and see you there. Boom. Now I've got my 2 clips in the Dubb desktop app. I can reorder them. I can trim them if I want, and I can merge them. Okay. I can also add a video, either a WebM or an MP4. Now let's talk about WebMs for a second. What the heck is a WebM? Well, a WebM is a native screen recording that happens in a browser or in a desktop app. It's not like the old school MOV QuickTime file, which we used to use recording our screen, because those QuickTime files are massively big. Okay. A WebM file is a really streamlined, really efficient file format that allows us to record our screen. Okay. So when you record using the Dubb desktop, you are recording in a WebM format. Okay. So every time you record a video on the Dubb desktop app, it's going to save it into your Finder or your folder, depending on if you're on a Mac or a PC. Okay. So you'll always have a backup. Anytime you do a clip, you'll always have a backup. Okay. You can play a WebM file in Chrome. You cannot do it in Safari. I've noticed that. And I'm not sure about Edge on Microsoft is based on the Chromium open source platform. So I'm assuming that you can play a WebM file through Edge. Not sure about that. I'll fact check that. Firefox, not sure at all. But the cool thing here is that I can import a previous video that I recorded in a previous Dubb desktop video recording and then import it here, or an MP4 that I recorded from my phone, that I downloaded from the internet, that I got from my YouTube channel, anything that you want to do. Okay. So now I've got two clips here. Okay. Now here's another really cool thing. I love this. It's so simple, but I love it. You have we call it person in the circle, right? And the reason why you have person on the circle, which is like that little circle that you have in a video, and then here's your screen, right? So what you can do is you double click on the circle and then it full screens. Like, how cool is that? So now what you can do is you can open up your video. Just think about this, guys. This is an entire YouTube channel. Like, thousands and thousands of people should be grabbing the Dubb desktop app and starting their YouTube channel out today. I know I'm going to. I have a whole content calendar of videos that I want to start doing, and this is the tool that's going to let me do it. So what I can do is I can start full screen. Hello and welcome to this YouTube video. In today's video, we're going to be teaching you how to use the new Dubb desktop app. Pause. Okay. Double click. Now I'm person in the circle. Now let's go ahead and show you what the Dubb desktop app looks like. Okay. So now person in the circle, sharing my screen. Super simple. I had a pause. I took a break. I had a glass of water. I went to the bathroom. I looked at my script. I make sure, like, no anxiety here. Okay. No anxiety whatsoever. When you record videos, I do not want you to have anxiety anymore. I've dealt with that for years. Okay. You don't need to have anxiety anymore. Okay. One of the other things which I'll talk about is the Dubb mobile app, where we have filters, and that's a whole nother thing which I'll talk about later. I'm really excited. So now I'm going to click done recording in the Dubb desktop app. Okay. Now here's the cool thing. It's going to process it. It's going to merge these videos together. What I can do now, which is so cool, is that I can edit on the Dubb desktop app. Okay. So now I've got my editor. Now, is this iMovie? Is this Premiere? Is this Final Cut Pro? Absolutely not. For anyone that wants pro video features for editing, this is not your tool. Okay. Trust me, we're not going to compete with Adobe or Apple. Okay. We're not. But this is simple. Okay. Because there's this scale that happens. The more production there is, the less likely you are to publish your videos. So if you have a lot of production value, amazing, less likely that you're actually going to publish your videos. So there are channels out there where people record a single video. Maybe they have a couple trims in there, or maybe they don't. And they do that every single day on YouTube. Meanwhile, you and I are talking about, oh my God, I need this new editor. I need this new camera. I need to go to the south of France to record this video. I need to meet a billionaire, and I need to get on a private jet. And who knows what you're thinking about doing? Meanwhile, you have all this knowledge in your head. You've got the Dubb desktop app, hopefully. You've got a great camera. I just picked up a new MacBook Pro with the M chip. I bought the M1, not the M2, because it was like half the price. It was like $1,700 for a 15.5 inch. And the reason why I chose this MacBook was because the camera on this thing is 1080p. So that was the first time I had seen a MacBook with 1080p. Every single MacBook I've ever had prior was 720p. So I really like this new MacBook Pro. I don't have an external camera. I'm not using my Logitech, which is what I use at my office. In my studio, I just use this as my camera. So really great technology. I'm fully empowered to do my YouTube videos here. I can record multiple clips. I can import clips. I can trim those clips, which I'm going to show you how to do in a moment. And then I can publish directly to YouTube. Okay. So here's what this looks like. I've got a cut. I've got my video. Boom. I want to split it there. Now I've got another cut. I can cut that clip, or what I can do is I can split it, select it, delete it. And then this will automatically merge these videos together. In the next version, the gray area will delete, but for now, it's just basically going to play seamlessly where every single clip is just sort of glued to each other. So really powerful. And then once I'm done with this, I can download the MP4 file, or I can upload this directly to Dubb. And then from Dubb, of course, I can upload this to YouTube. So really powerful. Okay. I want you guys to consider the next time you do your live video. Now okay. So how was this influenced? Okay. So one of the reasons why, hey, Ken, welcome. So Ken, you'll appreciate this. One of the things that we've learned in live videos is that there's no pause button in real life. There's no pause button when you do a live video. If you make a mistake, you have to laugh at yourself. You have to take a drink of your martini. You need to work something out so that you can get through it. So recording a pre-recorded asynchronous video with the mentality of a live video while still giving you that pause button with the multiple clips, with being able to trim those, what you're doing is this. You are real-time editing, okay? The fact of the matter is that we're already spending time when we're doing our videos editing. We're thinking about it in our minds. The problem is that we're not actually doing the editing. Okay, the editing is what happens afterwards. So now it makes us more disciplined. What is my trim? What is my cut? What is my dialogue? What am I going to say? And then when we finally click that beautiful, glorious red record button, we know what the heck we're going to say. What are a lot of us suffering from? Stream of consciousness issues. Okay. We all do this. It's totally human nature. When we don't know what to say, we start rambling. We start coming up with random things at the top of our head, which makes us human and it's fun. But at the same time, it's not necessarily on our script. So it's really important to be mindful when you're recording videos, to know what you're going to say, use the Dubb teleprompter, use the pause button, use those multiple clips so that every single clip is hyper intentional. Okay. So the way that I do this when I record YouTube videos is that I have an outline. Every single bullet is a clip. So that opens me up. I can use my phone. I can travel in time and space. I can go around anywhere in my office, my home, outside. Each one is an idea. It makes it visually interesting. It makes me on point. It allows me to make a dynamic, well-produced video that has at the same time the ability to be easy to produce. Okay. So the other way to do this, of course, is just to do it right from your screen, and then you can add clips later. Okay, that's another possibility. But the idea here is real-time editing. So real-time edit. Do your live videos because that's cool, but also for your YouTube videos, do those intentionally. Now, one of the things that we like to do is we like to stream live, and then we like to go and either edit that video down and then republish that as like a shortened 10-minute version, or what we like to do is we like to deliver the content that we did, let's say in that 60 minutes down to 10 minutes. So we give webinars almost every week. And what we typically do after the fact is that I'll go in, or Rob will go in, or someone will go in and we'll say, okay, we're going to re-deliver this with the same slides now in a 10-minute format. And I think that that's really important because, and some of you guys that are live streamers definitely know this, but you'll get a lot of visibilities when you stream live on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, YouTube. It'll bump. All your followers might get some sort of a notification saying Ruben Dubb is going live. But the problem is that you might lose steam with that video after the fact, because the YouTube algorithm, basically any social media's algorithm is saying, okay, well, this was a live video. So it was probably relevant at that particular time when it was published. It's probably not a quote unquote evergreen video. Now there's exceptions to this, but what I've learned and what our best practice is we record the live video, we publish that, And then what we do is we go and either edit it or re-deliver it in a shortened format, 6 to 12 minutes. And then we sort of get the best of both worlds. So I highly recommend that. The Dubb desktop app is a powerful way to do that. The reason why I like using the Dubb desktop app is because we have to be visual in our communication. Okay. We can't just be talking and talking and talking without showing visuals. On our YouTube channel right now, in case you're watching on TikTok and Instagram, I am showing visuals for everything that I'm doing. And I think that that's a really important element here. Okay. So having said that, the next thing that I want to talk about is the idea of the teleprompter. Okay. Now, a lot of people think that a teleprompter is for newscasters, or it's for, actors, or it's for, people in some sort of a promotional video recording and studio environment, spokespeople. I beg to differ. I had to go through a lot of training, a lot of mindset shifting in terms of understanding and realizing how incredibly powerful a teleprompter can be. The problem was I couldn't find one on the internet that I liked. I couldn't find one where I could increase the text size. I could have auto scroll. I could have the ability to record individual clips and then merge those clips together. So we did what we do here at Dubb, and we built it. Okay, so now you got it, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay, so here on YouTube is our teleprompter. Okay, so this is what the teleprompter looks like. When I'm recording a video here, what I can do is I can either use my mouse to just read the script from the teleprompter and then move my fingers up the same way that you would scroll on a browser page. I can scroll up like that. Or what I can do is I can scroll while recording. Okay. So scrolling while recording is pretty cool, because now what we can do is we can actually deliver our lines and keep our eyes at the top of our device. Okay. So that's one of the most important aspects of using a teleprompter. You want your eyes at the top of the device where the camera is, like on your phone, on your desktop app. The camera is going to be at the top in the center. So if right now, if I'm looking down, the new Dubb desktop app is more powerful than ever with the ability to pause. I'm looking at the bottom of the screen. Whereas if I'm looking at the top of the screen, it's going to look more like this, where I'm eye-lined, where you can't really tell that I'm reading from a teleprompter. Okay. Now, some people like to read verbatim from the teleprompter. Some people prefer to not do that and to just have an outline. Okay. So it's really up to you in terms of what you want to do. Okay. I'm going to take a step back here. Okay. We need to talk about what it is that you're saying, because all this technology and recording and cameras and teleprompter, it's amazing. But do you have a good script? Do you have a good message? Do you have a good hook? Do you have supplemental social proof, validation? And then ultimately, do you have something as a call to action? If you don't have this information in your script, you're not going to get the results that you want. So there's a lot of different frameworks that you can follow. But I encourage you to find your own, because you don't want something to look like it's too contrived. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shift to some of the updates using Ira, the AI assistant. Okay. So let's take a look here. So the first thing that we'll do here is we'll provide a task. So we continue to add the tasks to the algorithm. Okay. And some of my favorite ones are, let's grab one. Write social media caption. I love this one. Okay. For industry, let's go ahead and select let's select advertising. Okay. And I'm going to do a social media caption. Okay. Write a social media caption. How Dubb Magenta, fix my typos there. How Dubb Magenta is going to help people maybe drive more sales using AI, automation, and video. Call to action at the end should be to get a free account on Dubb.com. Okay, you can make this your own. 50 words sounds reasonable. The tone is so important. If you're not adding tone to your AI writing, you are missing out on a massive opportunity, because your tone is part of your brand. Some brands are a little bit more empathetic. Some brands are a little bit more humorous. Some brands are a little bit more persuasive. Some brands have a combination of a number of things. I implore you to use tone when you are doing your AI writing because it's gonna be more human. Okay. So in this case, let's go hilarious. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna make this funny, but I'm just curious. Optimistic, empathetic, friendly. I forget formal today. Apologetic, no thanks. Sarcastic, why not? All right, here we go. AI takes some minutes. It's writing it in real time. Okay, so it was super cute. It decided to write the emojis, which I love. Ready to boost your sales game? Dubb Magenta is here to make it rain. That's cool. And then a little money emoji and then the little dynamite emoji with AI, automation, and video. And notice video is in all caps. I did not do that. The AI engine did that. That's pretty cool. Say goodbye to dull pitches and hello to skyrocketing conversions. That's awesome. Get a free account on Dubb.com and start closing deals like a boss. Hashtag Dubb Magenta, hashtag sales superpowers. No idea where that hashtag came from. Unbelievable. That's my caption. What would I change to this? It's better than what I did. That's for sure. I'm impressed. I'm going to run with this. Now what I can do is I can copy to clipboard. Okay. Now there's this other thing that you can do where you can convert this to a video, and I'm going to hold off for just 1 minute because I need to go back to the conversation about the teleprompter. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click add to scripts. Okay. Now this script now appears, save and close. Okay. Boom. This script is now in my teleprompter. Okay. I just wrote an AI written script with tone that suits my brand, that suits my vibe. I gave a call to action. I was industry specific. I had parameters of how long this should be. And now I can just simply record it. So if I go and open up the teleprompter, boom, there it is. And then this is what it looks like. And I'm telling you folks, when you're reading from the teleprompter, I want you to go to your absolute happiest place, like rock and roll, rocky road, balloons, puppy dogs, rainbows, whatever brings you the most joy in your life. I need you to mentally go to that place because too many people start these videos without a smile. Okay. So remember to smile when you're reading from the teleprompter. Okay. Start with a smile. Just bring that joy. I mean, if it's a serious message, okay, maybe that's not appropriate, but you get my point. Show people that you're excited. Show people that you're passionate. Show people that you're happy, and watch how people respond. Okay. So start with a smile. We always say that. In fact, one of the things that we always do is we always say, start with a smile on the top of your script. That way you always remember, or put that little happy emoticon, and that way you remember to do it. Okay. So here you go. So I'm going to read now from the script written by AI. Okay. That took me, 3 minutes to write? Ready to boost your sales game? Dubb Magenta is here to make it rain with AI, automation, and video. Say goodbye to dull pitches and hello to skyrocketing your conversions. Take a breath. You don't need to blast through this. You can just put some drama in it, put some suspense. That's okay. It's just a second. Get a free account on Dubb.com and start closing deals like a boss. Dubb Magenta, sales superpowers. There it is, an AI written script integrated into an AI teleprompter where I can record individual clips. I can record one clip per video, trim those or not. Maybe I don't need to trim them. If you get really good at clicking the record button and the pause button, you don't need to trim at all. And then merge those videos. Powerful. Really powerful, guys. What else? Love some comments, love some questions. We're doing this live webinar. I mean, I should probably jump in a second because we have to make sure that we meet in Zoom 30 minutes before to make sure everything's good. Let me show you a couple more things. Oh, there's this thing that you're going to want to do. I forgot to mention this. If you go into, let me make sure that you guys can see my screen here. Okay, so in Dubb, the desktop app, you're going to want to make sure that you click on settings right here, and that you turn both of these things on. Enable clip recording, enable video editor. So these two things are going to be really important for you. Make sure that these two things are on. Okay, if they're not on, you're not going to see that. Why? Because these are still in beta. We'd still like to receive some feedback on those things. So make sure that you have those two things on. The other things that we added, pretty simple, but a countdown 3 seconds before recording, and then that countdown audio. That countdown audio, at first it kind of startled me, and I was like, that sounds a little annoying. It sounded like right out of Lost. You remember that TV show Lost? But now it's like, it gives me that extra couple of seconds where I can just set my mind up and I could be prepared. I can just take a breath, collect my thoughts, and then 3, 2, 1, and then boom, it's showtime. So a lot of the times on video recorders, you click record and there's no countdown. So you don't have that moment to sort of reset. Okay. So I encourage you guys to take the time to use the countdown tool, and then that way you can sort of reset. Okay. What else can I show you guys? There's a lot of stuff in automation, and it's just too much to show right now. One of the other things that I can show very quickly is in contacts. If you go to a contact, we have a whole new format for our contact page. And shout out to Paige Batcher. Paige and I actually met in my office, and we had a huge whiteboard diagram on how we can improve the contact page just based on what some of the other CRMs and automation systems are doing. And this is sort of the culmination of that. So I'm really happy with it. The tags are on top, the ability to add a tag. I mean, folks, this little add tag button right here, this is what can trigger an automation. Just imagine meeting someone. You met them at a conference, at a coffee shop. They called you, it was an inbound link, whatever it may be. And all of a sudden, you want them to get on your email drip sequence. All you have to do is set up an automated workflow, click on the add tag button, and then add email sync, nurture campaign, whatever it's called. Now, all of a sudden, they're going to get your email drip campaigns. Russ Johns, a pro Dubb coach. He's totally certified. He's amazing at building these automated workflows. Paige Batcher, another Dubb coach who's so talented at this. There's so many people that can help you to do this stuff. In fact, if you need a little bit of basic help, dubb.com/T. Join us there. We will help you to build an automated workflow. There's too much stuff to show in this. I got to wrap this video up. We got to prepare for our webinar. Please join our webinar. If you need to know what the link is, check the comments. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being the best part of Dubb. See you guys soon. Can't wait. Bye for now.